Hindutva isn't just something happening inside India anymore. Its politics, its media narratives, and its anxieties are spilling over into Bangladesh, and that spillover is reshaping how unrest is understood, how minorities are spoken about, and how communal fear spreads during moments of crisis. To understand what's going on, we need to separate political reality from the stories that are being told about it, especially on Indian media. After former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina fled to India in August 2024, Bangladesh entered a turbulent period. Protests that began with students demanding accountability quickly turned into a broader reckoning with the ruling Awami League. But here's the key point that Indian media misses out. The backlash that followed wasn't only communal, it was political.
Unfortunately, what we see is countries, especially India, and also in many places around, we see that the politicians and also the communities, the community leaders, even in some cases the media influencers are playing very disturbing roles. And also we see that these media rhetorics and political narratives are very communally charged, and that is actually crossing the borders and affecting the communal harmony across the borders.
Both Hindu and Muslim Awami League leaders were targeted because of their role in suppressing dissent, not because of their religion. And the numbers matter here. According to Prothamalo, between August 5th and 20th, 1,068 houses and businesses belonging to minorities were attacked. But at least 506 of those affected had clear ties to Awami League politics. That tells us something important. Much of this violence followed political lines first, not religious ones. But across the border, that nuance was entirely left out. As journalists point out, Indian media, especially outlets aligned with the Bharatiya Janata Party, repeatedly framed Bangladesh's unrest as communal violence against Hindus. Political chaos became Hindus under attack. Retaliation against party figures became religious persecution. Social media filled up with shocking videos of buildings on fire, crying women, and desperate pleas for help. The claim attached to many of these posts was simple and alarming. A Hindu genocide was underway in Bangladesh. One of the loudest voices amplifying this narrative was Tommy Robinson, who shared unverified videos and warned of mass violence against Hindus. But when journalists looked closely, much of it didn't hold up. Reports from Al Jazeera, Anadolu Agency, the BBC documented how misinformation and exaggeration circulated widely in Indian media and India-based social media accounts, often without context or verification. An investigation by BBC Verify found that many viral claims were false or misleading. One widely shared post claimed that Islamists had burned down a Hindu temple in Chittagong. The video went viral in India and beyond. But BBC Verify found that the temple wasn't attacked at all. What actually burned was a nearby Awami League party office. Photos from the scene showed debris covered with posters of Awami League leaders. A temple staff member told the BBC that the building was untouched, though the area did remain tense. Another viral claim said that a Hindu cricketer's home had been burned down. BBC Verify confirmed that the house actually belonged to a Muslim Awami League MP. There was also a school that burned down, again framed online as a religious attack, but when BBC journalists visited, they found that the cause appeared to be political and not communal. These posts weren't random. According to BBC researchers, many came from accounts that openly support Hindu nationalist ideology, and most were driven by accounts geolocated to India.
Well, yes, there has been a massive manufacturing of misinformation and disinformation from the Indian side, especially the fear-mongering Indian media. But I will definitely thank to the communities, especially the people of Bangladesh, irrespective of Muslim or the Hindus. I see that people in Bangladesh were very, very responsible, especially while responding to these issues. They were very conscious. They were very conscious about realizing the facts.
Professor Saeed Al-Zaman, who is an expert on hate speech and disinformation in Bangladesh, told the BBC that Hindus did feel vulnerable after Hasina's sudden departure because the law and order had weakened. But he did warn that fear-mongering made things worse. False narratives, he said, were actively inflaming tensions and turning political unrest into communal panic. And here's the part that gets left out from Indian media. When false claims spread online, Muslim protesters in several areas began guarding Hindu temples. So what we're seeing isn't just violence, it's distortion. Real attacks did happen, people were hurt, properties were looted, but when political violence is repeatedly framed as a religious war, especially through a Hindutva-aligned lens, it deepens fear, fuels mistrust, and puts minorities at a greater risk. And the people who pay the price are ordinary citizens, whether that be Hindu or Muslim, who just want safety, dignity, and peace.